Okay, so last session started off with our party just leaving the tailor shop after getting some much needed new clothes and coffee for Kargath, as he had got blown up the night before. They had two things they needed to get done, and the nearest was the Temple of Drax, so that Kargath could thank the one who saved him. Along the way, our rogue Buster told them he was going to stay outside and watch. He did not want to go in for some reason. When they entered the temple, they found it was dark, quiet, and a little foreboding. As soon as they entered, they also saw this very large statue in the middle of the entryway. It was carved out of a very large piece of obsidian, about 30 feet tall and in the shape of a chalice. And above it looked like a spinning replica of the planet Drax. It kind of looked quite magical, almost as if something was projecting the image of the planet itself on top of the chalice. It looked very similar in topography as Lunara the planet, but it was very dark. Not much water, hardly any light, and a lot of active volcanoes. As they started going through the temple to find someone, they seen a lot of stained glass windows on both sides as they walked down a very dark hallway with a very thick red carpet. And in the distance, they heard a lot of deep rumbling of voices all chanting. As they walked towards the voices, our party seen 7 cloaked figures. Each of them were quite armored and well armed. 5 of them were doing the chanting, and one of them was kneeling, doing some sort of ritual. Then they witnessed something weird. A very tall ogre opened up a box and pulled down a long cloak. He put it over top of the kneeling, what seemed to be a troll, and then all of the other 5 that were chanting smashed their weapons on the ground, and multicolored sparks shot out and went right into the troll. And then he started to burn for the next minute. All his armor, clothes and weapons that he was carrying were all burned off. They formed a puddle of molten metal inside of a box that he was standing in. After the fire died away, they saw that the troll came out without a scratch on him, and his new cloak was shining a little. No damage, nothing. The ogre then picked up the box with all the molten metal in it, nodded to everyone, and then headed to a forge that was off in the distance. And then the other one started to chant, "All hail the new High Lord." And then the troll clapped his hands, and all the lights came back on. He then came over and started talking to our party. After a bunch of introductions were made, they found out the troll was named Throck Stoneheart, and the ogre is Grugfar, the Divine. After a bunch of back and forth, basically Kargath did thank Throck for doing what he did. Throck had a few extra questions for everybody, but all in all, it was a very somewhat long but good introduction. After that, our party decided to head back to the college to go see Professor Artemis. Upon entering the college, they were told by the secretary that the professor wasn't there and hadn't been seen for a while, and to maybe go find his secretary Winifred, as she might know a little bit more information. They also found that Dave, who owned the HAL robot that they had fought, had been taken away by the guards to be interrogated. They walked to Winifred's room, and they saw a whole bunch of old pictures and information about the college as they walked. As soon as they found Winifred's room, she burst out with a bunch of papers in her hands and told them that the professor had actually just shown up and decided to give a lecture to a bunch of new students and to follow her. Not knowing what else to do, they followed her to one of the larger lecture halls near the end of the corridor they were in. As soon as they got through the doors to the lecture hall, they noticed a lot of smoke coming from the bottom where the professor is. Him and another person were putting out a fire. The professor, tall, small little gnome, just looked up and just said, "Way too much heat. and he just shooed his assistant away and took the machine away. He then looked up at all the students and noticed our 5 new people in and told them to sit down, and went about giving them the rest of his lecture. After the lecture was over, all the students then left as the bell went off for the next class, and the professor looked at Kargath and just started to yell at him. Apparently he didn't like being woken up in the middle of the night to come and look at Kargath's leg. Kargath immediately didn't like him. Now, also, when this happened, he somehow had one of the runes Kargath had on him. Apparently it fell out when the other one exploded. Not really knowing what else to do, the professor picked it up and put it in his own pocket. And as he tossed it to Kargath to ask him what the hell it is, it started spinning. And a portal opened, and out came a very large creature that immediately attacked them. And after they finally killed it, our rogue took the brunt of the damage at the end, as him and everything else around him is currently on fire.
That's what a rogue does.
That's what a rogue does. So, that's where we are going to start. So, Buster, you're on fire. Everything else around you is on fire.
Can I hop out of where the circle of
Yes.
fire?
Yeah, it's pretty much all the desks and the ground that's on you that's currently blazing.
And then I'm just going to try pat the fire out.
Okay. For the most part, you should be able to get most of it off. You are going to be singed quite a bit. You're probably going to lose a lot of hair in the process. But I will say you get your fire out. On you, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, fur grows back, I hope.
We shall see. So you're going to have Artie. He's still angry and in some sort of weird armor type thing that you've never seen before. He's going to just look in the back and go, "Hey, Tesla, get your ass out here. We got a fire again. I need water. Yes, water." You're going to hear a whole bunch of rummaging in the back, and you're going to see this other human-ish, kind of looks human, half-elf, kind of hard to tell, come out with a massive contraption with water on it. He's got it strapped to his back, and he's just going to come out and just look at everybody and go, "Sorry, I froze back there. I didn't really know what else to do. I've never seen that before. Yeah, give me a sec." And he's just going to slowly, you can tell he's done this before, put a whole bunch of fires out on all the tables and chairs. Artie's just going to look up at Kargath again and go, "What? Why would you have that in your possession? Do you even know what the hell that was?" And Kargath's just going to look at him and go, "If I knew what it was, why would I have it?" And no, of course we don't know what it is. None of us know what it is. Artie's just
If you know what it is, why did you throw it?
Well, I didn't know it was going to do that. Why would I have thrown it? I just assumed it was going to be, maybe explode on him. Not really, but no, I didn't know what it is. Oy, what a mess. That's twice you've almost caused me to have a heart attack. Oy, yeesh. Well, don't just stand there. Help me clean up this mess. And you can tell me what the heck that was. And he's going to point to where the creature's now disintegrating on the ground, just like the rest. So he's going to go behind his office and grab, kind of looks like a broom that's used for cleaning up. He's just going to look at you all and go, "What the hell's going on?"
That's why We came here to try to figure that out.
What would I know about this? I deal in technology, not whatever that was. Runic magic, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I know some magic, but it's something I'd have to study, and, well, do you see that anymore? I can't
Did
study
we
what I
get
can't
sent to
see.
him?
Pardon, sorry?
Did we get sent to him by the other guy that flew in on the Pegasus? Was that the guy that sent us this way?
Yes. Yeah, that was, Orator.
Yeah, this is the guy that made the robot that attacked us.
Correct.
We were hoping that he had more information, but it doesn't seem like something we just want to throw at him. Like, we want to know what's going on, too. Like,
Yeah.
Those from those in the right room.
Yeah. So.
Professor, is he still out here, or did he go in the back?
Nope, he's still with you guys. He's just more trying to figure out what to do. He's trying to figure out why you were here and why he was attacked. You could tell he's a little frustrated and just not too sure.
Professor, I apologize for the crazy commotion that just happened. I'm a little bit new here also, and I'm still trying to figure everything out as well. But I don't know so much about the runes, but I do know that we were attacked by a HAL robot that we were told something that was your specialty that you created. So we were hoping to get more information on that, but then things kind of went sideways.
That's who you people are. Ah. Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense. I still don't know what the hell's going on here. At that point, you're going to have Winifred, who brought you here, who has been hiding back in the corner ever since this happened. She's going to come forward, a little scared. She's going to still clutch the paperwork she had when you first ran into her, and she's slowly going to come up and look at everybody and go, okay, that happened. Then she's going to just round on the professor and look at him and go, you left without a fucking word again. Do you know how hard it is to be your assistant when you don't tell me where you go, when you're going to get back, what you're doing? I'm getting tired of being left in the dark. Again and again and again. Artie's just going to look at her and go, I know. Not my fault. Again. Those stupid idiots down in Lelafell. Hal's not the only one that's gone wrong, okay? I got woken up in the middle of the night a couple weeks ago. Apparently the couple there, Warforged, did the same thing as Hal. Went a little nuts. And during... I don't know if it was the Navy or the Army. They were doing some sort of whatever they do over there. And a couple of their Warforged just went nuts and started attacking them too. That's where I've been. I've been trying to figure out what the hell's going on with them. And I took a lot. They're dinged up and one of them's kind of missing his head. But that's where I've been. Now I have both those units, and I had them take the HAL unit into my workshop. As soon as I have time, I'll look into it. And now I'm going to have to look into whatever the hell these people are doing. Oi.
Where did you say that place was?
Lalafell. So you guys would know it. So on your map, it's to the east. Bring up my map. Lulafell. Yeah, so it's straight east. It's basically a military base for training anyone of many type of different backgrounds. It's basically where any soldier who wants to learn anything about warfare, investigation, survival, go to there to train. Holds quite a few people. There's usually like 12 to 1,500 full-time people that live there and train there. You'll have both magical and martial training can be found there. Most people do like 2 to 6 years service there for training. But yeah, pretty much anyone who wants to learn about warfare goes there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who reported this to you about these other two? You said it was in the middle of the night. You got woken up to go out there?
Someone decided to wake me up in my brain. I hate people who can do message sending. Their General Lane, thought it'd be nice to wake up the person who built them. Instead of, my assistant or anyone else, he just went right to me. I haven't touched any of those Warforged in a long time. They've had them there for a couple 100 years, so they have technicians there who can repair them and fix them. But, yeah, I don't know why. I haven't had time to look.
Did anyone else talk to you besides General Lane about this, or is that just the only interaction that you've had about this?
Well, when I got there, there's lots of injured people and a lot of people had to deal with. Yeah, a lot of paperwork.
Gee.
No one was killed, thankfully. But, yeah, this is 3 different units, though. These were just standard war machines. Like, they don't even really have a designation. And a Halbot. Like, I don't get it. Until I poke and pry and go inside, I really won't know what's going on.
Have you had a chance to look over the outside of these constructs?
No, I literally wrapped them up, tied them down, made sure they weren't going to get anywhere, and brought them home. I want them in my workshop, where I can make sure nothing else happens.
Can I roll insight when he says that he hasn't touched these in hundreds of years and doesn't know, like, this is out of the blue for him?
Yep.
I think that was a nat 20.
I like to think.
My roll 20 is frozen, but it's the B on the digital dice.
Okay, the B is a nat 20.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it actually showed a 9.
Oh, okay.
So it might have just frozen and then rolled over. I'll let you roll again.
Okay.
We'll just say, just roll again.
Okay.
Sometimes when you roll and then switch...
Oh, that's worse. Okay.
and then switch right over to roll 20, it doesn't finish the roll. It's something
Gotcha.
weird. Yep.
Yeah, it's worse. Okay, I believe him.
Yeah, you don't really get anything much from him unless you actually can see him work or bother him a little bit more.
May I suggest we make haste to your workshop and get to work on trying to figure out why this Hal decided to attack.
I'm more interested in what the hell we just fought. But sure, we'll go look at some rusted metal.
Well, I mean, the thing we just fought came from the rune that you threw at us.
Yes, but you had it first. Where'd you get it?
That I can't answer. Like I said, I'm new.
You would have.
Okay. Kargath will. Well, we fought a few creatures like that over the last couple days, and we've had 2 of them fall out after we've killed them. That's all we know. And Orator, Archmage Orator from Marzel, told us you might know more. Apparently, you're supposed to be useful to us. So try to be useful to us. At this point, you're going to have Artie just kind of look at Kargath and go, Orator. Next time you tell him he's got students too here, he shouldn't have just his assistant doing his classes for him. But yes, that's fine if he thinks I can figure it out. You're going to see him just take a breather, reach inside his semi-busted up armor, and he's just going to take a deep breath, grab something at his neck, and just calm himself a little. Just say, fine, Tesla, you got this. And you're just going to see the human that's half human, half elf, who's doing all the, still trying to put out the remnants of the fire from a fireball. He's just going to nod and go, yeah, I'll fix this as always. That's fine. We don't have any more classes today. I don't think we're going to have classes here for a while because of this. I'll do it again. Then I'll meet you back in your... I don't want to go to your workshop. I don't trust those things. I'll be in your office. You have a bunch of papers that need grading, so maybe I'll work through them. Artie's just going to go, yep, that's fine. This is normal for them. Fine. Let me get out of this stupid armor. I haven't used this thing in a while. I wasn't even too sure it was going to work, and it really didn't. So he's just going to clod off into the back room. You could... the armor's not really making a lot of noise. It's kind of quiet. But it does cover all of him. You can see a whole bunch of like wires and stuff hanging out of it, and a big ass gem in the middle of it. But after a minute or two, he does come out of it. Looks a little sweaty from being in it. He's just going to grab a bunch of papers and look at Winifred and go, fine, let's go. At this point, you're going to have Winifred just kind of put her hand up. She's going to say, not yet. Nope. One sec. Someone's talking to me. Give me a minute. You can tell she's in the middle of having a conversation on her own with someone. She's just going to go, shit. She's just going to, you'll see her write a few things down just so she has it on her, and she's going to go, Artie, the dean finally just passed. Whatever, she succumbed to whatever it was that attacked her mind a few months ago. While you're in the Terran Temple last night, helping someone, I assume. Apparently she passed last night. They tried to find a bunch of other priests to come, but apparently they're all with you. She went quick. They're going to have an autopsy tomorrow, and they'd like you and all the healers that looked at her over the last few weeks to come. Artie's just going to look at her and go, shit. Yeah, another thing. We'll figure that out later. Give my condolences to her assistant. I don't think she's got any family left, but we'll figure that out later. And then Winifred's going to go, oh, and there's a bunch of students doing another protest soon about all the things you've been trying to create lately that have injured quite a few people. So they're going to be protesting, I think, tomorrow. So might be a fun day for you. And she's going to hand him a bunch of paperwork and go, I need you to sign all these, please. And then she's going to storm it. Artie's just going to look at everybody in the paperwork he's got and go, all right, my workshop. It's a little bit of a walk. You know the big clock tower in town? It's inside of that. And
as we're walking, I would like to ask him as politely as possible. So there's going to be a protest? That sounds like that's happened before.
It happens every year. Some people don't like... People prefer people doing weird stuff with magic. If they can't figure it out scientifically, They don't like it.
They don't like the progress.
Exactly. It's one of those things of being a scientist. It comes with the territory.
She mentioned that people have been injured. Is that something with like newer inventions that has happened? People have been injured by those inventions?
You'd have to pry to ask. You'd probably get the... he's not the only one trying stuff. His students are probably doing it themselves under no supervision and probably getting hurt themselves that way.
Ah.
Yep. But Alric... Sorry.
Nothing. I said it's a risky business.
Yes.
It is. So, Alric and Buster, as soon as he says clock tower, you guys have been there before. And you know why you've been there before. So this might be entertaining for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pull the hood a bit lower down, hide the face.
Kargath's just going to look at everybody and go, oh, good, more walking. It's not what I wanted to do on my leg today, but sure. He's going to look at the gnome and go, you better know stuff. I don't want to get angry. Artie's just going to... Yep.
Clark's going to come up, fly up behind Kargath, land on his shoulder, and just take it easy, big guy. We'll get through this.
I wish I was smarter. Anyway, fine. Clock tower. So it takes you guys a bit. It's a good 25 minute, like the clock tower is pretty much, you guys are in the center of town. You're not too bad, but you got to skirt around, go outside the university, go back through where you guys were before, and then through the other side. Pretty much you got to skirt around the entire university. So anything else you guys want to do on your walk? Oh, Kargath, while I'm thinking of it, he's going to use his second wind. Well, he does pretty good. He gets 11 health back. That'll almost put him max. Okay. While you guys are walking, Artie's going to look at all you guys and... a couple of you guys look hurt. Do you need any healing? I can do a little. I'm not the best at things, but...
Something's better than nothing.
Agreed.
Alright, so what do you guys need? Who's hurt?
I did take that fireball at the end.
You took one, yes. I figured you'd need something.
Clark's still a little bloody.
Do you want some healing?
Yeah.
Alright. He is going to hand Anakit all the paperwork that he's got. You're going to see...
No, let me.
He's just handing it to you. He's not even going to ask. And he's just going to say, all right, come down to my level. I can't do that. You're too tall. Actually, that'd be Clark and... No, you guys are actually his size. Never mind. I keep forgetting you guys are small.
Clark...
I was going to say, if I'm not your height, there's something wrong with this.
and Clark does fly down from Kargath's
right,
shoulder.
You're up top. Right.
Yep.
All right, fine. Here, sit. I don't do this that often. I haven't practiced in a while, so we'll see how this goes. This might be a little weird. So in his pocket, he's going to pull out this... It's not really a wand. It kind of looks like a screwdriver with like 8 different heads on it. He's just going to poke and prod at you guys where you're hit. He'll do Clark first.
Ow!
Clark, you get 10 back. As he does this, you're going to see a bunch of like sparks come out of it, almost like you're getting welded. They don't really hurt, but they're just weird and strange, and he's pretty much trying to cauterize everything and fold it back together.
Don't set my feathers on fire.
That's... I haven't done that in at least a week.
That gives me confidence.
Buster, you get 13.
Cool.
That 10 put me back at full, so...
I wouldn't turn healing down once my 10 hit points go away. I'm assuming it's been once it's been an hour, I'm going to be kind of bloody.
Okay. He's just going to look at all of you guys and go, Jesus Christ, you're going to have to get yourself some potions at some point somewhere. You're tap immune already. Alright, you stand. You get 11.
Thank you so much. We understand you've been through a lot, but so have we, so thank you very much.
You can tell that winded him. That almost tapped him out. He's going to be puffing and puffing a little. It's like, I'm not young anymore. Well, at least it worked. I haven't had to use this thing, and not on that in a while. It's better at building. Alright. Fine, let's go. So as you guys walk, like the clock tower itself is pretty big. Like this thing's probably hitting 10 stories just so everybody will see it. As you guys get closer and closer, it gets a little bigger. And we are actually going to switch rooms here. So as you get to the base of the tower, the clock tower is pretty high up. He's pretty much, as soon as you go in, you're going to go up a bunch of stairs. And then into a fun little room. You should have just switched.
Ooh, yep.
Okay, good. So
Ooh,
as you get
fancy.
in, it is a big room. And as soon as he opens the doors for you, they're like 40-foot tall doors. These things are pretty big, pretty massive, but they open pretty easy for him. Even at his size, you'll see like a little handle right at the bottom, and as soon as he just opens it, the doors just kind of open on their own. And standing in front of you, as you get through, two of you would remember this room, is a massive, it's probably a good 70-foot tall, half-built, semi-put together, really big Warforged. You'll see parts scattered all over the ground. Kind of looks like a work in progress. And
Clark's going to ask the professor, that thing isn't going to come alive, is it?
oh, not anytime soon until I find whoever stole his power source.
And you hear an audible come from Clark as he walks in.
This was conscripted by the army a long time ago, and they haven't paid for it because it's not finished. I've had a few things go missing around here. Most of it's been a few years, but it happens in my business. But yes, it is fun.
And why don't you have better security?
I did. I had great security. But something
obviously
bypassed
not.
it. Yes, well, I didn't have magical security. Now I have magical security. It's not something I like to use, as there are more easier ways of doing that. But hey, that's not my problem anymore. Anyway, so yeah, it's fine. As you guys go through, this workshop's like, you're just going to see stuff scattered everywhere in certain areas, kind of look like junk piles. As you get up and get closer, you will see a lot of kind of like technology that you've seen outside and while you're in the lecture hall, but this stuff's more like pristine condition. This stuff has been worked at and over. There's like a bigger size of the generator that you guys seen him power with the bicycle. Right in the middle, it's glowing, it's working. You're going to see lots of tubes running out of it to various parts. Most of them are going to be going downwards, but looks like it is powering most of the stuff in this building, and it's giving off not a loud hum, but an audible hum. And it's a little warm near it. Off to the side on the left, that's where you're going to see him mosey on over to. You're going to see a couple half-broken Warforged that are still attached to a couple like massive wooden, almost like wheelbarrows, but like kind of like wagons that they're just strapped down to. And up in the top corner, you're going to see up here where I'm going to ping a couple other scattered smaller Warforged and the HAL unit that's kind of just sitting up in the corner. It looks like it was just dropped off there. They didn't really know where to put it, so it put it with a couple other robots up there. And Artie's just going to look around the room and go, oh, why'd they leave it up there? Can one of you drag that down here? Or two of you. So Kargath will just look at the gnome and go, God, you're useless. And he'll just go up and it'll be a little challenge for Kargath, but let me give him a strength check here to make sure he can do it. He's, I think, the only one who can lift shit here. Roll, please. Why is D&D Beyond not wanting to roll? There we go. Cool. A 20 will do it. So you see just Kargath pick up the HAL bot just by the arms and slowly drag it down to here near the workshop. So Artie's just going to say, did you guys really want to do this now? I am tired.
The reason I asked about the external examination, I take it you did not put those runes on the outside of that, did you?
He's going to look at the HAL bot and go, not those ones. Huh. Why did they look like the thing that's on the rune that we had? That I threw it. Huh. How many of these things have you found, those runes?
2.
And how, like, lately, you said? The last couple days?
1.
Yeah, one
Thank
the day before, and the other one was a couple days before.
Yes.
You are on day 5, I think? Yeah, you're on day 5. Alright, fine. He's gonna take out his tool again. He's gonna walk over to his workshop a little and grab a few other instruments and walk over and do a couple, like, if you've seen like a scratch test, he's just basically going to try and figure out how long these have been on the HAL unit for. He's just going to look it over. He's going to put a couple different... It'll take him a bit. If you guys want to... He's just going to look at you all and go, this is going to take a bit. You can sit and watch. If you wander, don't touch anything, please. Please. I know where everything is. I have it all cataloged now. Just, you can watch if you want, but it's going to take a while.
Can we investigate the other 2 Warforged 4 runes while he's doing that?
By all means, yes.
Can we start a short rest?
You can if you're not going to do anything productive and hard labor, yes.
Yeah, Clark is just going to kind of come up, kind of sit on the edge and stare at this
Okay.
incomplete Warforged and just be like vigilant to make sure he does not activate.
Okay. Two legs. Chest is still wide open. So like it's gonna have like a massive hinge on both sides, so it looks like it'll close. There's something that looks like should fit inside of it when you fly in and around it. It's not there anymore. The head's on, missing an eye socket, missing part of like an arm. It looks like it would move if it had a power source, but it wouldn't really be too functional until everything's put back together. But
he's just gonna sit there and stare at it.
Okay, you'll have like a bunch of tools spread around, like a whole bunch of pulleys. Like it's being held up by like pulleys right now, kind of attached to the scaffolding that's right there. But it is not moving, and it's got quite a bit of dust on it, and probably like bird shit and a bunch of other stuff too. Yeah, you can tell it has not moved in a while. So Anikit, give me a investigation, please, if you're gonna take a look at the other two.
And I would also like, because if we're gonna be here a minute, I would like to ritual cast detect magic.
Absolutely. He's just gonna look over at you. He'll be able to tell what you're doing because ritual magic's quite easy to look at. He's just gonna look at you and go, "Are you looking for anything specific?"
I am, because if these runes are obviously powerful and no one seems to know where they came from or what they mean, and since you say obviously you didn't put them there, I'm hoping to try to get a little more insight on where they came from and how they got there.
That's fine, but leave my shit alone. You'll see a lot of things here, please. Don't touch some of them. If you want to know what they are, just ask.
Absolutely, I will touch nothing.
Okay.
I got a 13 on investigation.
Okay. To you, it is a robot.
Cool. I don't see any runes anywhere.
Nope. Not. With the investigation, you'd be able to tell something's a little hinky with these ones until your detect magic comes up. If you want to keep looking, let me see. Kargath is probably also going to want to take a look at it. So I can either give you an advantage and you can roll again, or I'll have him do his own separate.
That's what his modifier is?
He's got a +2 and he's proficient with investigation.
So I have a +4 and I'm also proficient.
Okay.
But yeah, if I could roll with advantage, that would be great.
Sure.
I don't know how to do that. Okay, second one. Oh my god, okay. I'm going to use real dice now.
Yep.
So those are bad. Yep.
It is a piece of metal.
Digital dice.
That was the same thing that was going on in the mod game on Tuesday. I had a +9 to investigation, and I got a what was it, a 10. I rolled a bunch of nat ones and stuff. I was like, ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 3, or 2 and a 1. Yeah. No.
Yeah, if this was a like a Halbot, the 13 would have been good enough, but these are meant for a war, so they're built a little different, and they're a little bigger and a little more freaky. So you needed 15 or higher.
Sad day.
Yeah. So over the next, we'll go 10 minutes. As soon as your detect magic comes off, by now you're going to see there's a few odd devices here and there, like on the desk itself. Most of them look like homemade for something specific. Around the shop itself, you're not going to hit. Detect magic's what, 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay. So unless you're going to walk around the entire shop, the only thing that you're going to ping is the wand that, like the instrument that Artie's using, his goggles that he currently has on, the necklace he currently has wearing, and his boots.
I think it's for 10 minutes. I definitely think I would kind of walk around and just kind of peruse.
Throughout the shop itself, you're going to have a few odd. Some of the lamps kind of look like some of them might be powered by electricity. Some of them might be like magical. You're going to be getting ping off of a few things. Nothing treasure-wise. There's a couple scrolls that are rolled up on a desk. You'll be able to, you'll get a couple hints from a couple like crystals and gems that are scattered around, but nothing too major. The majority of what you're going to be getting is off Artie.
Okay, so
and a couple of your party members have a few things also.
Right.
Yes.
Do the Warforged, nothing pops up on the Warforged or the HAL unit?
Not unless you try to investigate again. The detect magic, the runic magic, I can't remember if... When you guys
I don't think it didn't work with comprehend languages.
No, I'm just trying to remember if when these guys... I think Clark did it when you first fought them. Did you do... When we first ran into HAL, did you do one on him? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think it was just a straight investigation, and then you found it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think actually the Arcana. I think you did an Arcana check, and it came up with a type of magic, but you weren't too sure exactly what it was. I believe that's what I said. So the detect magic itself, you will get a couple pings off of the Warforged, but not in a school magic that you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't really see anything from the outside on them without doing a more thorough investigation. But you can let Artie know if you want. You can probably tell he's doing his own while he's working.
He's looking for magic too. Artie, it does seem like... I haven't touched anything, but just from a glance, it does look like there has been some form of magic around these runes. I'm not sure what school, but something has definitely altered these.
Yeah, I'm getting a weird things from this HAL unit. I can see...
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Never seen that symbol. He's going to crawl out of the HAL unit, and you're going to see him go to the other two that are strapped on the table and grab a stool, stand up, jump on top, and you're going to see him depress a couple buttons that you really didn't see before. And inside their chests are going to pop open. One of them, his head's just going to like open up like a like Iron Man mask. And he's just going to start going around and looking and poking and prodding, and he's going to... who's the smallest of you? I can't reach this. One of you guys is smaller.
That would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be me.
He's going to reach into a small pouch he's got, and he's going to pull out this tiny little rock, and he's going to grab, turn it into like a light that'll do 5 feet. He's just going to hand it to you and go, "What's up in that corner?" I'm getting something pretty much in the exact same position up inside the unit as where it is for the Halbot. He's getting something on all the other two in the exact same spot. It's kind of up near where the neck and head meet, but at the back. And he's just a little too big being a gnome getting inside this thing.
Well, I'll go over and take the rock from him, but try and not look at him directly so he's not seeing my full face.
Yep.
And then clamber on inside and have a look what he's looking at.
Okay. I can't really reach up there. Your hands are smaller. A lot smaller. Can you just run your fingers over it? See, does it feel like the same symbol? This one's just scratched in, I think.
I'd be able to see it, wouldn't I, with the light and...
Yeah, you'd be able to
dark
tell.
vision and all that.
It's pretty much the exact same symbol in the exact same spot that it was on the Halbot when I think Clark went in. I'm sure you all would have taken a look. But it is in all.
I took a rubbing of it.
You took a rubbing of it. Right.
Take it out as a reference, yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, I would relay that and do a... What's it called? Minor illusion?
Okay.
Like, it's on the floor, so make sure I've got the exact pattern down.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll pull out my rubbing and sit beside it. Oh, well, we have the actual Halbot, just kidding.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna see him just shake his head and go, something or someone has done this to these. It's not a runic symbol that I know. It's not, like, these things are powered by certain types of runes, but not, it's built in during the process of smelting. They're enchanted that way, so it's part of their armor. I've never seen anything scratched into them that would be able to control them before. This is different. You're also going to see him reach into his... he's just got regular clothes on, but he's going to kind of clutch the necklace that he has again. Stop and think for a moment. And there's something in the back of my brain, but it's not from this plane of existence, I can tell you that. It's from somewhere else. But I'd need more time to figure it out.
Clark's gonna fly down and land in front of the professor and ask, have you made a Rune Knight mad by any chance?
I don't know what that is, I'm sorry. He's still clutching whatever he's holding on to.
So the answer to that is possible. If you do not know what a Rune Knight is, you would not know if you made one mad.
Sounds like some sort of type of fighter. I'm not a fighter. I build stuff. I'm a scientist. Would I know one just to walk by one?
You would... It depends on how observant you are. You would see symbols similar to what we have found upon their armor, and
there's different types of runes. All sorts of different cultures have their own type of runes and symbols. Like, I've never seen this antler one before. This one's darker. I don't know what it is. But a Rune Knight, like, how would I know what one is unless they tell me? Is that what Big Dumb Guy is? Kargath's just gonna walk over to Little Gnome and go, would you like to find out? But no, you probably wouldn't know what one is if you walked by one of us. I've never met another one. Well, the one who trained me, I should say. But she doesn't talk about it either. Still learning.
Already you're saying you're a Rune Knight?
Kargath is.
Kargath, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have seen him get a little big, and yeah, you didn't see him actually. You weren't there when he first used his rune bag, but you do see something shining at his hip. That he's been clutching a lot. Yeah, you wouldn't really get much too more from Kargath about Rune Knights. because he is still fairly new himself. At this point, he's just going to take a look around. They looked damaged enough that kind of hard to tell what's going to, unless they get fixed. Doesn't look like they're going to come back. You guys did quite a bit of number on Hal to make sure that wasn't going to happen. He's just going to look at everybody and go, I don't know. I need more time. That's my problem. I need more memory. I need to figure this out. I need to learn about it myself. Yeah, he's basically muttering to himself while clutching whatever he's clutching at.
Professor, could you tell me which building your reference library is in?
About what? Most of this here is, like, what exactly you're looking for. I might have it here.
No, you said you would know. I was looking for a book of exotic runes. Maybe do a little research into what this particular one may stand for.
My problem is I don't know exactly. There's lots of books on runes, but unless you found one more of these rune knights who might know more, or I don't know, find the people who are doing this. I don't know if learning exactly what the rune is. I honestly don't know. I know lots about rune magic for building, but not this. This just seems... I don't like the smell of it. I'll go with that. Doesn't smell like from around here.
Well, I figure if we learn what the rune is, we may learn what the origin is.
Yeah.
And you said it was...
Did Orator not give you guys any other information? Just me?
There was the what's his name? What's the other guy? And I'll...
John.
Probably sit back in a corner and try and remember, but I forget.
Yeah, you're given a... you were told about John, who might be up... someone else who might know about it. He was sent to the same place where the Paladin was going to go take a look, up in Maybell, I believe. That was the only other person you were told that might know.
In which case I'd relay that.
Okay. He's you can tell he's a little mystified that he doesn't know, and a little angry that he doesn't know. As soon as you say John, he just stops for a minute again, still clutching whatever's underneath his shirt. John. That name sounds familiar.
Didn't we get a description of what he looked like?
Yeah, human named John. Black hair, like almost 6 feet. That's about it. John. The only John I know. He's been around a few times. I think he was a student of, not mine, student of Orator. Actually, no, he was the student of the Dean's. He was into all sorts of weird things. He had a whole crew of people with him. Oh, what was their names? They were... There's about 6 of them. Most of them are students together. John and... What was her name? Oh. And your detect magic is probably still going up. You're going to see whatever he's clutching glow a little.
I want to reach up and kind of finger my own pendant that I'm wearing to where he can tell I have something on as well around my neck.
Okay.
And just kind of ask him about his.
As soon as he notices that you notice him grabbing it, he just fidgets and puts his hand in his pockets and oh, sorry, old habit. He will notice that yours kind of has a little shine to it, but nothing like this. This was more... I'm trying to think school magic here. Give me 1 sec. A little bit of divination and enchantment coming off of it. More divination than anything. And he's just gonna look and go, I do remember one name. Zatanna. Zatanna. He hung around her. Elfish. And Clark, give me a history check, please.
$14.
She's the one who found you and brought you to Lois.
Ooh.
Yeah, that... I know John was with her, and there's a couple other students, but the name's just not there. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I get so many students here. Zatanna, you would remember. She was part of like almost a circus act from where you were. There was a few of them. You would recognize the names of Mento and Sargon the Sorcerer. And someone called Deadman. They were part of one of the like weekend shows, basically. They did a whole bunch of weird ritual magic, summoning little things to spook people. One of them was a precog who could tell small little bits of future for someone. And one of them was able to like squeeze through things. He was you could kind of see through him. Most people thought he was a ghost. Called Deadman. They were part of there. You probably would have met them on occasion, off and on. And you would, if you give me no, you'd probably still remember. They did hang around someone who might be John, but it's more of a faded memory for you. Something that was just, you'd know about, but really didn't pay attention to at the time. But the name Zatanna, you know that name.
Would I happen to know where she is now, or just where she was?
When you left, she would have probably still been part of the act there on occasion, but you do know that the 3 or 4 of them that were together did travel on occasion in like their own Vardo, just going from place to place to do their own little stuff. They didn't really stay in one place too long. So right now you probably wouldn't know where they are now. Okay. But you do recognize the name, and Yes.
I remember that name. She was a,
Why would you know that name?
oh, she happened to be a performer in the same town I lived in.
Hmm. Well, it's not the strangest thing I've seen today. Or heard from today. Well, at least you have another name. But John, no. There's something there, but nothing that I can remember. I'm fairly old, so sorry. If my memory goes, it's just... certain things are coming and going every now and then, but hey, joys of age. Now, I really don't know what else to tell you guys. You can tell without really paying attention, his hand's back on whatever's underneath his outfit.
Professor, if you don't mind, I do have one more question for you.
Sure.
Clark asked about a library, and that made me think. I know we don't know what this rune is, so it's hard to find a starting point. But I am curious. It does seem like something dark, and you said you don't get a good feel for it either. So,
nope.
If I know science is your thing, magic not so much, but I'm curious, why did something happen? Was there like an event that sparked this creativity to branch away from magic and kind of make your own progression? Is there anything that, like, a motivating factor or something that took you down the scientific path?
More got tired of having magicians do things for me that I could probably figure out for myself. Given the right time and space and money, resources. Mainly resources.
Okay.
This moon is, for the size of what we have to deal with, abundant in certain things that kind of made things work easier.
Which is extremely impressive. As much as you've been able to invent and do on your own is extremely impressive. I was curious if you knew anything about any dark events, or if there would be any darker histories or religions that you might be able to point us toward, or at least let us know where we could find any books or anything about that stuff. Not necessarily runes in particular, but just any type of dark or old magic in history that may have gotten forgotten with time.
Usually that stuff doesn't get written down. Most people figure it out, keep it to themselves, and hoard it. Something dark. Well, most of the weird religious people, most of them are weird. They'd probably have something dark hidden. You're going to see the whatever he's grabbing glow a couple times again as he holds and stops. It's probably starting to get a little weird for you guys. And if you're still clutching yours, creeping in the back.
I am. I'm kind of playing with it, and I would kind of like to figure out how to make deception or something happen.
Creeping in the back of your mind, you're going to feel this tingle in a small, angry voice go, that's new. I want that. He should not have that. Figure out what that is. Now,
Mm-hmm. Second, I'm trying to come up with some way to persuade him or use deception or something to try to get him to talk about it.
okay. You also have
I wonder.
four.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just going to say you also have 4 other people that are probably asking the same question. And
Touche.
Yep.
Did we all hear that voice?
Oh God, no. You will never hear that voice.
Yes.
I'm just gonna step up, I guess, behind whoever is closest to me and kind of mumble, "Do you see that on his neck?"
That'd probably be Kargath.
Yeah, just kind of mumbling. Is that just me? Do you see him grabbing that thing?
Now that you mention it, I do. And Kargath being Kargath is going to do something stupid and roll pretty good. And rip it off of him.
Huh?
Because I rolled a nat 1 for Eddie. And we'll go right from there.
The impulsive Goliath.
He would. I know damn well he would.
I'm thinking like persuade him to talk about it,
Oh
or
God,
like
no. It's Kargath.
It's-
knock
a
him out and
solution.
then steal it.
It's Kargath and he's angry. Yeah, so we'll go for break and then figure that out from there.
Cool.
Yeah.